Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about a recent announcement that Binance made about listing the Rari governance token or the RGT token, right? So the announcement reads as follows. Binance will list Rari governance token RGT and will open trading for RGT BTC, RGT BNB, RGT BUSD and RGT USDT trading pairs at 5th of November, 6 a.m. UTC. And what is Rari governance token to begin with? So Rari Capital is a DeFi protocol that allows users to borrow, lend and earn yields on crypto assets. The platform offers a range of products such as tranched stablecoin pools, customizable lending and borrowing pools, and more. Rari Governance Token or RGT is the governance token of the platform which can be used to vote on governance proposals. So again, Rari Capital is the platform that's behind the RGT token, and Rari Capital is basically a DeFi platform that allows for some of the most common borrowing, lending and earning yields kind of like platform, and they basically provide a wide range of products which also includes tranched stablecoin pools, customizable borrowing and lending pools and many other features as well, right? Just like any platform on DeFi, they also have their own governance token called the RGT token, and this is basically used for voting on governance proposals within the platform, right? So now that we pretty much covered a overview about this project, let's go to the Binance research page for this project to see what more information we can find about this project. So their main catchphrase here is a DeFi protocol for to borrow, lend and earn yields on crypto assets. So again, this is basically what this project is all about. And if you see, Rari Capital is a DeFi protocol that allows users to borrow, lend and earn yields on crypto assets. The platform offers a range of products such as tranched stablecoin pools, customizable lending and borrowing pools such as Fuse and yield aggregators. So again, as we kind of touched upon briefly, it's a project that mainly focuses on DeFi borrowing, lending and earning yields on your crypto assets. And they have multiple different products, and some of their most popular products include tranched stablecoin pools, customizable lending and borrowing pools, which is known as Fuse, and they also have a yield aggregator as well built into the platform. So it's kind of like Aave, Yearn Finance, as well as other DeFi projects kind of combined together in one major platform, right? RGT is the governance token of Rari Capital and has the following use cases. So again, we briefly touched upon the governance section of this platform, but let's look at some of the other use cases apart from governance as well. So the first one is governance, obviously. So the RGT token holders can participate in voting through on-chain governance. Again, this is something that we already touched upon. So let's go to the next point, which is liquidity mining. Users can contribute to the liquidity pools on DEXs to earn liquidity mining rewards and a share of DEX transaction fees. Again, if you provide liquidity on their decentralized exchange, then you can earn not only like transaction fees, a portion of the transaction fees for anyone who transacts on the DEX through this pool, but you can also earn liquidity mining rewards by obviously staking their LP tokens onto the Rari platform to earn RGT tokens as rewards, right? So this is basically how RGT token is used, mainly as governance token as well as a liquidity mining incentives token as well. So let's move on to the major components of the Rari Capital. This mainly consists of yield aggregator and Fuse as well as tranche as well, right? So these are some of the main three components of this platform. So let's start with the yield aggregator. The platform offers 4 pools, again, which includes USDC pools, DAI, ETH and yield pools, where users can deposit a supported token and in return receive an interest generating token. Each underlying asset will be deposited into various strategies, including lending platforms such as Aave or Compound. So again, When it comes to yield aggregation, they have 4 pools: USDC pool, DAI, ETH, and then a yield pool, which again, if you click onto this one, you can kind of learn more about this, the specific yield pool which they have. And when you provide these tokens or lock these tokens in the yield aggregator, you get interest bearing tokens in return. So if you let's say, for example, provide USDC, you will get maybe RUSDC as Rari USDC, which is a representation of the interest that's being accumulated on the USDC that you deposited, right? And in the background, what will be actually happening is when your tokens are deposited onto their platform, they'll take your tokens and they'll basically be investing it into Compound or Aave in order to generate the yield. They don't actually have a yield generating mechanism within their platforms, but they basically rely on existing established DeFi applications such as Aave and Compound to rely on the yield that's accumulated, and they basically just give you the yield or interest bearing tokens in return, right? So that's the first main component of this platform. The second is Fuse. Users are able to create isolated lending and borrowing pools where users receive a quantity of F tokens equivalent to the underlying tokens supplied. So when it comes to lending and borrowing, similar to like Aave, when you lend a token, you pretty much get a representative token in the form of as in return providing information that you have basically lent out this token. Or when you borrow tokens, you pretty much get the same kind of thing, right? You can basically receive F tokens in Fuse by doing the exact same thing. So if you borrow or lend, you receive an equal quantity of F tokens, which represents the collateral or the underlying tokens that's supplied or borrowed, right? So that's basically what Fuse is all about. When it comes to Tranche, which is the third component, the platform provides users front-end access to Saffron Finance tranches products. Users will not incur additional fees for directly purchasing tranche products through the Rari Capital platforms. Again, just like how they take advantage of Aave and Compound Finance when it comes to providing yield aggregation services, they also rely on another platform called Saffron Finance. It's also a popular product that we've covered in our channel. So this particular project provides the tranche-based services or tranche-based products, which Rari Capital users can take advantage of. So whenever you deposit your funds in Rari Capital, especially when you're trying to use their tranche platform, your tokens will be generated, taken and provided to Saffron Finance, which provides the tranche services that you would need, right? And while doing this, you won't face any additional fees. You'll basically be directly linking to Saffron Finance instead of getting a small fee that you'll be paying to Rari Capital and then another fee to Saffron Finance. That's not going to be the case. You'll have to only pay the same type of fee that you'll be paying by directly using Saffron Finance or by using Rari Capital's front end of Saffron Finance. You're basically going to pay the same fees, right? So those are some of the main three components of this platform. So here they are mentioning that as of November 5th of 2021, the maximum and total token supply of RGT is 20 million tokens. I think it's 20 million instead of they missed a zero there in the middle, but 20 million tokens, and the circulating supply is 11.2 million tokens, which is about 56.28% of the total token supply. So again, about 56% of the tokens are in circulation, and the token has a really good scarcity component built into it because it only has 20 million tokens as a total supply, which will come back again in a short while, but that's quite an interesting information. So they have a note which says on September 16, 2021, the community approved a proposal to mint 2.5 million RGT immediately and mint 7.5 million RGT linearly across the next 3 years. This represents a total of 10 million RGT to be minted and allocated to the DAO's treasury. So again, this is an interesting information because apart from just having their 20 million tokens as total supply, it seems like in September 16th, a proposal was approved within the RGT community that an additional 10 million RGT tokens will be minted, in their own kind of like, phases, which will be added to the DAO treasury. So they technically have 30 million tokens instead of 20 million tokens. But again, this is in a way quite concerning because they've kind of added 10 million tokens from nowhere to the DAO treasury, and this kind of dilutes the token value of the other RGT that's in circulation or in the market, right? So it's a little bit of a controversial note, but again, since the overall max supply, total supply, is still significantly lower than several other projects that have 100 million tokens or even more than that, I think RGT kind of gets a pass for that, but again, we'll come back to that later on. So this is pretty much the overview of this project. If you want to learn more about this project, again, we have Binance Research providing us with the website as well as the social media and documentation in order for us to understand this project more. So please do your own research before you put any of your money on this token, right? So when it comes to the website itself, go to Rari.capital in order to learn more about this project. But they have a pretty cool night background, kind of like dark themed website, which is pretty cool. So lending, borrowing, and yield for DeFi all in one place. Rari Capital empowers individuals to break free by creating new opportunities, communities, and financial products. So if you want to learn more about this, you can click the learn button here, or contribute, or even get started by clicking on the get started button. They have about more than 10,000 community members for this project, and about $1.4 billion in total value locked. It's quite an impressive number, and more than 100 plus DeFi opportunities by just investing in Rari platform, right? Access the protocol. The Rari Capital protocol can be accessed by anybody around the world. So it's a fully decentralized platform. Rari Capital is a primary interface for interacting with the Rari protocol and Ethereum. So it is an Ethereum-based project. So you need to bear in mind that there will be a lot of gas-related issues because of the extremely high gas fees or slow transaction fees, or even if you pay an extremely high gas fee, there's no guarantee that your transaction will go through on time. In many cases, I've heard that transactions fail even after you pay a very high gas fees on Ethereum. So please bear that in mind whenever you're participating or interacting with Rari Capital or any of the other dApps on Ethereum. The second interface that they have is the market interface, which is a flagship interface for interacting with Fuse on the Polygon network. So again, they have the Fuse component of their platform on the Polygon network. So if you want to use the Fuse component, definitely you don't have to worry about the gas fees on Ethereum, because it's on Polygon, which is a much more faster and much more cheaper option compared to Ethereum. But again, if you are looking for major components to use, then majority of them are in Ethereum, right? So loved by thousands of yield farmers, developers, traders, and innovators, infinite possibilities. Rari Capital opens up the world to financial innovation on an unprecedented scale. So here are some of the main benefits of using Rari Capital. So deposit crypto assets to automatically begin earning the highest yield. Again, this is something that we already covered before. Fuse, again, which is on Polygon, is an open interest rate protocol, works with any assets on your own terms. So again, you can basically use this particular product to lend or even borrow based on your own terms, right? Which is pretty cool. Participate in governance to develop the future of the Rari protocol. So again, it's a pretty straightforward platform to use and understand. So join the family, learn more about the Rari Capital protocol, task forces, or come and chat with others in the community as we develop the future of the protocols. Again, here are some of the social media information, other documentations that you can learn about this project. Build on Rari Capital. Rari Capital enables developers anywhere to focus on their product offerings. Let the protocol handle the lending, borrowing, and yield. So if you want to build on top of Rari Capital, they also have a section for that as well, right? So overall, a pretty straightforward and a kind of like a DeFi kind of hub platform that they have where they interact with multiple DeFi dApps in order to bring on liquidity and exposure to different markets in one single platform, right? So going to the coin market cap page for Rari Capital. So this is again for OMG. Let's go to Rari Capital. So if you click on Rari RGT, so this token is currently ranked 235th on coin market cap based on its market cap, and it's currently trading at around $48.54 at the time I'm making this video, with a 3.53% decrease in the past 24 hours. Again, decent dip, but not that significant. But when it comes to the market cap, this token has a market cap of about $545.6 million in market cap. So again, quite a big, decent market cap indeed. It's still a long way out from being a $1 billion market cap, which I'm pretty sure this token will be, because it has some really strong fundamentals, and it's a very solid project that also has a Coinbase listing. So being listed on Binance is only going to make sense because this project is a well-vetted project from Coinbase, and it's been around for quite some time, and it's also one of the most reputed names on the Ethereum blockchain. So I'm pretty sure the market cap will definitely go above the $1 billion by the end of this bull run, right? When it comes to the total value locked, again, there's $1 billion in total value locked. So if you see the market cap versus the TVL ratio, which is applicable for this project, that is about 0.51, which is again, which is indicating that the token is quite undervalued compared to the total volume of capital that's locked within the TVL of this platform, right? So I believe that this project is definitely undervalued, and also the market cap to total value ratio is definitely like on the same page as that one. So if you are looking to buy this token, as this token dips, I'll present you some price points that you can look into before you start investing in this project, right? So when it comes to the supply, again, we established that it initially used to be 20 million tokens, but they kind of added another 10 million tokens from nowhere. Now the total max supply of this token is 30 million tokens. The number here is presented by mistake. So and also there's no max supply, which is also odd because this token has been around for quite some time and CoinMarketCap doesn't have this information updated. But regardless of that, we have initially we learned that about 58% of the token or tokens that are in circulation are in the market, and therefore that's a pretty good number. But with the 10 million tokens added to the DAO treasury, that kind of reduces the ratio from 50% to much lower, which means a decent number of tokens are still in circulation compared to the max supply, but it's not as high as before, which means some of these tokens, some of these new tokens, the DAO treasury tokens, will definitely get injected into the market, which will kind of slump the price of this token, at least to the short term. But despite that, I think the token has some really good tokenomics when it comes to a project, and I believe that this is definitely going to cause some positive price appreciation for this token in the long run, right? So going to the charts itself, this token is pretty much cooling down from its all-time highs that it recently reached after the Binance listing. But if you look at the price of this token historically, this token was worth 88 cents last year, on May last year. And if you had bought this token at that time, and if you held on to it, then congratulations to you. You're sitting on some really ridiculous gains. And if you haven't bought this token at the time, there's still going to be a lot of good opportunities to enter into this particular token, right? But if you see, the token was initially moving sideways, maybe even reaching a low point of about 39 cents or even 35 to 34 cents per token, early this year as well. And then it started pumping by the end of January this year. It started pumping from $1 to all the way to an all-time highs of close to $24.87, $25 per token as of mid-April this year. And then it started going down, reaching a lower point of about $4.03 on 26th of June this year. But after that, the token instantly started climbing up slowly and reaching initial all-time highs of about close to $48 per token, but then it crashed down again and made a small dip, not even a crash, just a small dip before being launched to its new all-time highs of about close to $60 per token, which happened immediately after the Binance announcement of its listing, and now it's kind of in the cooling phase. So I think this token will probably retest I believe it will retest the $35, $34 mark, or even if you're lucky, it can even touch the $30 mark before bouncing back up, right? I think this token has been setting higher highs and higher lows, which is pretty good for a token, and this is basically what you would expect from a token that has some strong tokenomics and strong fundamentals. But if you're looking to buy this token for the long-term hodl, you will get some really good bargain price below the $40 mark, and those are times that you can start dollar cost averaging in. If you're a short-term hodler, I would probably suggest you to wait even longer, because this token can even go as low as $35 to $33 per token, maybe even touching the $30 per token, which will be a good opportunity to dollar cost average in, right? But for now, this is not a good time to buy this token because it's still relatively close to its previous all-time highs, right? When it comes to the Bitcoin comparative, the token is definitely much more volatile in the Bitcoin comparative than dollar comparative, but the token was initially worth about kind of like 4,600 satoshis last year in May, and then it kind of reached a low point of about 1,100 satoshis per token before making new all-time highs mid this year, about 3,900 satoshis per token, then slowly bouncing down, touching the 1,300 satoshi mark, and then from then onwards it started pumping up, climbing up slowly, reaching a new all-time highs pretty much every single week at a period of time, and then kind of like made its previous all-time highs of about 80,000 satoshis, or 8,000 satoshis per token, and then it cooled down a bit, and then due to the Binance listing, the token went from 5,300 satoshis to an all-time highs of about close to 10,000 satoshis per token, which was a pretty good gain, if you ask me, for a token that was only worth like 1,100 satoshis at one point, right? So I think in both Bitcoin and dollar comparative, you need to wait, because this token can definitely go below the 7,000 satoshi mark and maybe even retest the 6,000 satoshi mark in the short term, and that will be a good opportunity to enter the Bitcoin comparative. Whereas for dollar comparative, you may want to buy this token somewhere between $35 to $33 per token, which will be good dollar cost average and opportunity, right? Again, this is not financial advice. Please do your own research before you put your money on this token. When it comes to the markets, obviously we previously knew that this token was listed on Coinbase, so we made a video about that. It's also available on Gate.io, but now it's available on Binance, which also provides a stable and consistent liquidity for this token. And also you can pretty much get it from Ethereum-based decentralized exchanges such as Uniswap version 3, version 2, as well as SushiSwap, and you can get it from other exchanges, but I wouldn't recommend you going to any of the decentralized exchanges because of most of the decentralized exchanges listed here are on Ethereum, and the gas fees are quite high. If you can get it from Binance and Coinbase, then I don't know why you would get it from anywhere else, right? But that's pretty much it. When it comes to the final verdict for this token, guys, I think this token has a really good short-term and long-term potential. I would probably say that this token has a really good short-term potential of reaching a price point of about $75 to $80 per token by the end of this bull run, which will pretty much we'll be seeing pretty soon. When it comes to long-term potential, I can see this token crossing the $100 to $125 mark easily in 3 to 4 years time, and in the 5 years time, I can easily see this token touching the $150 mark per token, right? So if you're buying this token at this price point, you'll probably have to hodl a little bit longer, because it is a platform that mainly is available on Ethereum, and a lot of people are excluded from Ethereum. But as Ethereum's 2.0 starts launching, and as Ethereum transaction fees become more affordable and fast, a lot of people will definitely come to Rari, and that's basically when the true action for this token will happen, and it will start pumping to new all-time highs pretty much on a weekly basis, just like how we did earlier this year, right? So again, this is just my verdict, guys. Again, remember, guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.